Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The ancient castle loomed amidst thick, swirling fog, its once grand towers, now a shadow of forgotten glory. Time had ravaged the stone walls, but the air was thick with whispers of power echoing from the cursed throne that resided within. Deep in the heart of the castle, the throne sat, draped in intricate chains that shimmered ominously, each link a testament to the centuries of desolation endured by its prisoner. In the throne's presence, Arohi felt an unending ache. She had been bound here for what felt like an eternity, a powerful sorceress locked away for trying to topple a tyrant who had wronged her people. Her alien beauty, long, luminescent hair, and radiant skin was overshadowed by the despair that encompassed her. Despite her magnificent appearance, loneliness and sorrow marked her spirit. Every day, Arohi gazed beyond her spectral prison, her heart yearning for freedom. She was not merely a spirit bound to her throne, but a goddess trapped in a mortal cage. "If only someone could set me free," she whispered into the winds that slithered through the cracks of the stone walls, her voice echoing, but met only with silence. Meanwhile, in a nearby village surrounded by enchanted forests, Robert, a daring young man with an insatiable thirst for adventure, rummaged through old texts and legends. He had heard tales of the cursed castle hidden deep within the woods, a place where darkness lingered and magic thrummed in the air. Today, driven by curiosity and the lure of the unknown, he set out on a journey toward the castle, determined to uncover its secrets. The journey was fraught with challenges, twisting paths filled with eerie sounds and lingering shadows that teased his senses. But Robert pressed on, heart pounding with the thrill of exploration. As he stepped into the clearing surrounding the castle, he felt an inexplicable pull towards the towering structure, each stone beckoning him closer. Approaching the castle with cautious steps, Robert pushed open the creaking door. The interior was cloaked in shadows, illuminated only by shafts of light filtering through broken windows. His eyes widened at the sight of the centerpiece, the cursed throne. It dominated the room, casting an otherworldly glow that seemed to pulse with life. As he crossed the threshold into the throne's chamber, Robert's heart raced. There was something majestic, yet sorrowful about the throne. He felt a force tugging at him, compelling him to move closer. The air thickened, charged with energy as he reached a hand toward the throne, entranced by the shimmering chains that adorned it. Suddenly, an ethereal figure appeared before him, a woman like no other. She was both terrifying and breathtaking. Her presence felt more than seen. Arohi's translucent form floated just above the ground, her eyes captivating yet filled with anguish as she gazed at Robert. "What do you want, traveler?" Her voice floated in the air, and Robert felt a shiver run down his spine. He had expected shadows or creatures, but never had he imagined encountering a spirit so beautiful and haunting. I'm not sure," Robert stammered, his heart pounding. "I've come to explore this castle, but now I feel like I'm meant to be here." As their eyes locked, an indescribable connection sparked between them. Robert reached out instinctively, his fingers brushing against hers. In that split second, the world around them shifted. The chains binding Arohi glimmered and sparked with energy, and she could feel the barrier of her curse crackling. "Wait, you must not," she breathed, but it was too late. Robert's hand enveloped hers, and an explosion of light erupted. The chains cracked and shuddered, magic swirling around them. For a fleeting moment, Arohi felt hope, the slightest chance that freedom might finally be within reach. But mere seconds later, the light fizzled, and the chains reasserted their hold with an eerie finality. Arohi was still bound, but the connection they shared had been ignited. "What just happened?" Robert gasped, pulling his hand back as if burned. "Are you trapped?" "I am Arohi, bound to this cursed throne. The spell keeps me captive, but your touch, it awakened something." Her voice trembled with realization. "You may be the key to my freedom." Robert's heart thudded in his chest. He was just an ordinary man, but now it felt as if destiny had chosen him for a monumental task. "I will help you," he vowed, determination hardening within him. Together, they would uncover the secrets of the curse, face the perils ahead, and perhaps find true freedom and love along the way. As the light from their fateful touch dimmed, Robert stood frozen in place, his mind racing. Here in the dark heart of the castle, with Arohi hovering before him, he could scarcely grasp the magnitude of the moment. He had stumbled into a timeless tale, a story of magic and sorrow, trapped within the grasp of what seemed like 1,000 years. "I am bound to this throne by a curse," Arohi explained, her spectral form shimmering. "Centuries ago, I sought to free my people from tyranny, and in my defiance, I was punished. The chains you see are manifestations of my power, shackled by the magic that seeks to contain me. How can I help?" Robert asked, determination igniting within him. "What do we need to do?" Arohi's eyes, filled with hope, glimmered like stars. "To break the curse, you must gather 3 ancient relics that were hidden away in realms beyond this one. Each relic will grant you the power needed to shatter the chains that bind me. The first is in the Forest of Whispers, just beyond these walls, a place entwined with secrets and guarded by illusions." "The Forest of Whispers," Robert echoed, the name sending a shiver down his spine. He had heard stories of that forest, a place where the trees whispered ancient secrets and lost travelers never returned. "I'll go there, but I won't go alone." Arohi smiled faintly, her heart lifting at his resolve. "You will need courage and strength. The forest tests those who enter its embrace. It would help if you had someone who understands its magic." "I'll find a way to bring you with me," Robert replied, his voice firm. "We will face whatever awaits us together." As Robert stepped through the castle's threshold, the chilling air wrapped around him, urging him forward. The path to the Forest of Whispers had not become any clearer. If anything, the shadows seemed to deepen, but Robert's resolve hardened. He would not let fear guide him now. The foliage grew dense as he ventured deeper into the forest. Shadows twisted between the trees like living shadows, and strange sounds echoed, mixing with the rustling leaves. Despite the pull of fear and doubt, a strange sense of calm enveloped him. He remembered Arohi's gaze, how her longing resided in the depths of her eyes. He couldn't abandon her now. As he delved deeper, he spotted a flicker of light dancing in the distance. Approaching, he found himself at the edge of a clearing where a great tree stood, ancient and towering. Its gnarled branches stretched toward the sky, a protector of secrets. At its base lay a shimmering artifact, a small, ornate box glimmering with hues of emerald and gold. "That must be one of the relics," he mused, his heart racing. Just as he stepped forward, a voice echoed through the trees, silky but laced with an air of menace. "Who enters the forest without permission?" It called, with a tantalizing tone, enchanting yet intimidating. Out stepped a figure, cloaked in threads of shadow, their features obscured by a veil. "Only those worthy may claim the treasures hidden within the Forest of Whispers. What makes you believe you are worthy, human?" Robert swallowed hard. He was an ordinary man thrust into a fight beyond anything he had imagined. "I'm here to rescue an alien sorceress," he stated, summoning every ounce of courage. "Arohi is trapped by a curse, and I need this relic to free her." Powerful words, brave one, but every quest demands a trial. The cloaked figure spoke. "What will you sacrifice for your quest? All treasures require a price." "What do you want?" Robert asked, fierce determination tempered by an edge of anxiety. "Your truth, the deepest truth that lies nestled within your soul, exposing your vulnerabilities," the figure replied. Taking a deep breath, Robert felt his heart pound. He had battled many obstacles before, but this was different. This was about revealing his innermost fears, fears he had carried silently all his life. "I'm afraid of failure," he finally admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "I fear I am not worthy of changing my fate or hers." The figure paused, sensing the weight of his vulnerability, a genuine admission. To face failure is to dare to live. "You have shown your heart, and by that measure, you are worthy. But know this, the journey ahead will challenge you beyond your imagination. Can you face the darkness?" With a fierce nod, Robert stepped forward, determination anchoring his resolve. "I will face whatever it takes to save Arohi." With a sweeping motion of their arm, The cloaked figure gestured towards the box. The shimmering light responded, beckoning him closer. Take the relic, brave one. But remember, sacrifice must be made, and shadows will follow you. Robert knelt before the box and lifted it with care. As he did, he felt an undercurrent of energy pulsing through him, power unlike any he had felt before. He could almost feel Arohi's presence, whispering words of encouragement in his mind. With the first relic secured, shadows danced around him, swirling in a tempest of energy. Time was fleeting, and he knew he must hurry back to Arohi before the Dark Guardian found him. He turned to thank the cloaked figure, but they had vanished, leaving behind only swirling mist. When he returned to the castle, Robert rushed into the throne room, heart racing in anticipation. Arohi, I have one of the relics. The light in the room pulsed briefly, as if responding to his excitement. Arohi appeared before him, her form brightening. You have done well, Robert, she said, her voice a soothing balm that eased the anxiety churning in his chest. But we have much more to do. The next relic lies in a realm far away, guarded by even greater trials. Robert felt her hope intertwine with his own. Then let's gather our strength, he replied. Together, we can face anything that stands in our way. As Arohi and Robert prepared for their next journey, the chains around the throne shimmered with new energy, a symbol of their growing bond and the hope kindling within them. With the first relic clasped tightly in his hand, Robert felt a surge of power and hope as he prepared to embark on the next leg of their daunting quest. Arohi hovered nearby, her ethereal presence illuminating the dim throne room. The connection they shared had already altered Robert's path, igniting a purpose within him that he never knew he possessed. Where's the next relic? He asked, eager to continue their mission. Arohi's expression shifted, her face a mix of determination and concern. The next relic lies in the realm of trials, a place that tests not just physical strength, but the very essence of one's character. We must both be prepared for what lies ahead. Robert nodded, steeling himself. I'm ready. What do we need to do? The journey itself will take us through a portal hidden within this castle. We must tread carefully, for the realm of trials amplifies one's fears and weaknesses. We have to face the darkest parts of ourselves, Arohi explained. Her eyes glinted with forewarning. Arohi raised her hands, summoning a surge of magic. Ethereal light enveloped them as she spoke an ancient incantation. The air shimmered, and the fabric of reality bent before them, revealing a swirling portal of colors, a gateway to the unknown. With a shared glance of understanding and mutual trust, they stepped into the portal, feeling the pull of magic surround them like a consuming wave. The realm of trials unfurled before them, a vivid and surreal landscape that shifted and pulsed with life. Vibrant colors clashed and blended, creating a mesmerizing yet disorienting environment. Towering mountains loomed in the distance, shrouded in fog, while valleys of lush greenery seemed to glisten with iridescent dew. Stay close, Arohi cautioned, scanning the surroundings warily. The trials will begin soon. As they ventured deeper into the realm, the ground beneath them trembled, and shadows began to emerge from within the landscape, taunting figures born from their insecurities. Robert watched in dread as a shadowy version of himself materialized, clad in darkness, a twisted reflection of his worst fears. What is this? He asked, feeling his heart pound as the shadow approached, its form dripping with malevolence. Your trial has begun, Arohi responded, steadying her voice. You must confront the darkness within. The shadow smirked, stepping closer. You think you can save anyone? You're weak, destined to fail, just like you have before. Robert took a step back, doubt creeping into his mind. His failures echoed in the words of the shadow. How he had never felt he was enough. How he had often been abandoned when things got tough. I won't let you get inside my head, he said, forcing his voice to remain firm. Will you fight for her? The shadow taunted, advancing even more. Or will you let fear guide you again? With the weight of his choice bearing down on him, Robert closed his eyes, visualizing Arohi's face, the hope and strength she had radiated since they met, the promise of a future filled with freedom. Drawing from that light, he shouted, No, I am stronger than my fears. With determination surging through him, Robert charged forward, charging the shadow. As their forms collided, the darkness writhed and screamed, sputtering momentarily before losing cohesion. Robert felt the release of pent-up fears lift as the shadow disintegrated into shimmering dust. "Arohi," he exclaimed, turning to her, astonished. "I did it. I faced it." Arohi smiled, pride gleaming in her eyes. "You've shown the strength of your heart. But we are not finished yet. The next trial awaits." With new purpose, they pressed onward, where the landscapes shifted once more. They arrived at a jagged canyon wreathed in an unsettling silence. The air felt thick, stifling, and cold. "Robert, this is where I must confront my own darkness," Arohi said, her voice steady but soft. "You must remain strong for me, as I was for you." With a fierce nod, Robert stepped back, preparing to support her. Arohi raised her hands, summoning her magic, as she called out, "I am Arohi, the embattled sorceress. I will no longer be bound by despair." From the shadows emerged dark entities that represented her past, figures from her life before the throne, darkness embodied in her memories. They whispered cruel lies. "You were weak, destined to fail. You deserve this curse." Arohi fought against the pressure, her resolve wavering for a moment, but Robert stepped forward, grounding her. "You are not your past," he called out. "You have the power within you to break free." Fueled by his words, Arohi's magic flared brilliantly, illuminating the canyon. "I am more than my mistakes. I am stronger now." With a wave of her hand, the dark figures began to dissolve, consumed by the brilliance of her resolve. In this climactic moment, she felt the chains loosening, the hold of the curse diminishing. I can feel it," she breathed, eyes closing as she connected to the power of the relic Robert had fetched. With one final surge, she broke the hold of her past, the dark entities evaporating into ethereal wisps. The canyon echoed with her triumphant cry, releasing echoes of her past mistakes into the air. Robert rushed to her side as the landscape shifted once more, brightening as their energies merged, a beacon of hope against the darkness. "You did it, Arohi." As the last remnants of the pain faded, the realm responded, revealing a glimmering path towards the next relic, a bridge of shimmering light leading to what felt like an impending destiny. "We are one step closer," Arohi said, her voice filled with newfound confidence. "Together, we are unstoppable." Robert smiled, his heart brimming with anticipation for what lay ahead. With resolve rekindled, they stepped onto the luminous bridge, hand in hand, prepared to face whatever challenges lay between them and freedom. The radiant bridge shimmered beneath their feet, pulsating with ethereal light as Robert and Arohi stepped onto its surface. The air felt charged with excitement and magic, a potent reminder of their past trials and the victories they had achieved together. They were closer than ever to shattering the chains that bound Arohi. As they traversed the glimmering pathway, the realm around them transformed again. Beneath a sky swirling with hues of violet and gold, the light led them to a grand temple adorned with intricate carvings, each one a tribute to powerful beings and ancient magic that had come before them. "Is this the Temple of the Guardian?" Arohi asked, her voice a mixture of awe and apprehension. "I sense that the next relic lies within." "Yes," replied Robert, his heart thumping in harmony with Arohi's. "But we must be ready. The guardian of this relic will protect it fiercely." They approached the temple entrance, where colossal stone doors stood ajar, their surfaces engraved with mystical symbols. Stepping inside, they were greeted by an expansive hall filled with glowing orbs of light that hovered like sentient beings, illuminating the sacred space. In the center of the hall stood the guardian, a towering figure cloaked in shifting shadows, their presence commanding an intense aura of authority. The figure's face was obscured, yet a voice echoed through the chamber, deep and resonant. "You seek the relic of power, but know this: you must prove your worthiness. Only those who possess true intention may claim it." "We seek the relic to break the curse that binds Arohi," Robert responded, raising his chin defiantly. "We fight for freedom, for hope, and for love." "Love," The Guardian's voice was skeptical, yet intrigued. What do you know of love? Many have claimed to fight for it, only to fall to greed and ambition. With unwavering determination, Robert stepped forward. I know love is not merely a word, but a force that compels us to brave the darkest trials and face our deepest fears. I've seen it in Arohi's eyes and experienced it in the strength of our bond. Arohi felt the warmth of his conviction wash over her. She joined him at his side, her spirit ignited. Together, we have conquered our shadows and emerged stronger, but we must earn the relic. We will demonstrate our unity and intention. The Guardian regarded them silently, and the air thickened with anticipation. Then let the trial of the heart commence. The luminous orbs around them transformed into a whirlwind of energy, swirling into a maelstrom of colors. Robert and Arohi locked hands, bracing against the storm as the Guardian unleashed the trial. Before them began a series of visions, each one a test confronting the essence of their relationship. The first vision showed Robert standing at a crossroads, one path leading to riches and fame, while the other led to Arohi, still trapped in darkness. In the vision, he felt the undeniable pull toward riches, a fleeting temptation that could grant him immediate satisfaction. But even as the allure beckoned, his heart screamed against the choice. He fought back. I won't abandon her, he declared. The vision flickered, unraveling as the Guardian observed with piercing intensity. Next, Arohi faced a vision in which she stood alone at the throne, the weight of her chains heavy around her heart. Shadows whispered to her, echoing the taunts of the past. You are unworthy. You cannot love. You do not deserve freedom. She remembered Robert's unwavering support and how their bond had flourished. You do not define me, she shouted defiantly against the shadowy whispers. I am a sorceress of strength. I choose my destiny. The shadows recoiled as Arohi's energy surged brightly, causing the vision to shatter like glass, reforming into the hall around them. Your love has been tested, the Guardian announced, his voice resonating powerfully. But the final trial will reveal the truth of your connection. A single choice lies before you. With another wave of energy, the hall transformed yet again, revealing a mirrored chamber. A grand mirror dominated the space, reflecting both Robert and Arohi, but twisted, showing an alternate version of their lives where they had been torn apart, lost in darkness. You must choose to trust each other, the Guardian intoned, or allow the darkness to consume you both. I chose Arohi, Robert insisted, confidence surging within him. In this life and beyond, I will always choose her. Stepping closer to the mirror, he grasped Arohi's hand tightly. We're stronger together. We have fought through horrors to reach this moment. I trust you completely, and I believe in us. Arohi's heart swelled with emotion, her eyes shimmering. And I choose you, Robert. I trust in the strength of our bond. We cannot let fear manifest in our hearts. As their declarations echoed through the chamber, the mirror flickered, illuminating their faces with golden light, sparkling like stars. The dark version of their reflection shattered, revealing a radiant bond between them that grew ever brighter. In that moment, the Guardian stepped back, allowing a path to the relic. You have proven your worthiness. Take the next relic, and may its power aid you in your quest. Before them floated a luminous stone orb pulsating with energy, a sight so captivating that Robert and Arohi felt drawn toward it. As they approached, they could feel its warmth, an ancient magic waiting to be unleashed. Together, they whispered in unison as they reached for the orb, their fingers brushing against its surface. The moment their skin made contact, a surge of power ignited, coursing through them like a torrent of light. Visions of the future flooded their minds, a union of strength, love, and magic that raged against chaos. It intertwined their fates, weaving a tapestry of hope and triumph. As the light faded, they stood hand in hand, the relic now safely secured between them. 2 relics remain, Arohi said, feeling invigorated. With each relic, we grow stronger, together. We will break my chains. Robert smiled, his heart brimming with pride and determination. Then we'll face whatever comes next. We fight for each other and for all that lies ahead. With renewed purpose, they exited the chamber, ready to embark on the final part of their extraordinary journey. With the second relic secured, Robert and Arohi stood at the threshold of their next challenge, the final stage of their quest to shatter the curse that bound Arohi to the throne. Together, they felt invincible, their connection deepening with every trial they faced. The last relic is said to be hidden within the Cavern of Resurgence, a realm where time and magic converge, Arohi explained, her voice filled with a mix of excitement and determination. It is guarded by an ancient creature, one that holds the secrets of creation and destruction. Then we'll go to the cavern, Robert said, brimming with resolve. We've faced so much together. Whatever awaits us, we can overcome it. Stepping through a shimmering portal conjured by Arohi's magic, they found themselves in the cavern, a twisting labyrinth of glowing crystals and ethereal light. The air hummed with energy, and the walls of the cavern pulsed gently, almost as if they were alive. Suddenly, a deep rumble echoed through the chamber, and from the shadows emerged the guardian of the relic, a magnificent creature, a fusion of elegant grace and ancient power. Its scales shimmered like molten gold, and its eyes flashed with wisdom and authority. "Why have you come to my domain?" The creature spoke, its voice resonating in their minds. "Many have sought this relic, but few have proven themselves worthy." Arohi stepped forward, her posture strong and confident. "We seek the final relic to free me from the chains of my curse. Our love has carried us through every trial, and we fight for our future together." The creature observed them, sensing the bond they shared. "Arohi, you speak of love, a force that can shape destinies. But to obtain the relic, you must face one final test, a test of commitment and unity." As the cavern shifted around them, a vision began to unfold, a vision of their future, filled with possibilities. A world where they fought together, lived together, and explored the realms. But it culminated in a single moment, a vision of them entwined, their bodies united in a powerful act of mating, a celebration of their bond. Robert felt the heat rise in his cheeks at the intimate nature of the vision, but it resonated deeply within him. This was not just a physical union. It was the commitment to share their lives, emotions, and spirits, a melding of two into one. "Embrace this union," the guardian urged, its voice echoing softly. "For the act of mating is not merely a physical consummation. It is the sealing of your bond, a promise made in the depths of magic." Arohi and Robert shared an intense look, understanding igniting between them. "This is what we must do," Arohi said softly, her voice rich with emotion. "To truly become one and break the chains that bind me." They stepped closer, their hearts synchronized, and in that moment, they shed the layers of fear, doubt, and hesitation. They surrendered to the magic that coursed through them, the primal force of their connection rising to the surface. As they came together, the cavern pulsed with light, wrapping them in an embrace of warmth, their bodies intertwined, moving in a dance that felt as ancient as time itself. Each touch ignited their senses, merging passion with tenderness as their souls began to meld. "Together," Robert murmured, his breath warm against Arohi's skin. "In this moment, I pledge myself to you." Arohi's response was a soft sigh, her magic intertwining with his as their energies fused. "And I pledge myself to you, Robert. We are of one heart, one spirit." The cavern filled with radiant light as their bodies harmonized, the energy swirling around them, crashing against the walls in waves of brilliance. With every heartbeat, they harvested the power of their union, igniting a transformative force that resonated with the very fabric of reality. In that transcendent moment of mating, a surge of magic enveloped them, shattering the curse that had bound Arohi for centuries. The chains around the throne dissolved into dust, releasing echoes of power into the air. As they reached the pinnacle of their union, a final burst of energy resonated throughout the cavern, a signal that the curse had been broken. The relic they sought floated before them, glowing with newfound energy, a symbol of their love and victory over adversity. Breathless and entwined in each other's arms, Robert and Arohi emerged from the cavern reborn. The air buzzed with warmth and light as they stepped back into their world, feeling the weight of the past lift away. "No longer will you be chained," Robert said softly, cupping Arohi's face. "We are free, and our future awaits." Arohi smiled, her heart filled with gratitude and love. "We have forged a bond beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Together, we will explore both our worlds." With hands clasped tightly, they took their first steps into a new life, filled with promise, adventure, and the undeniable magic of love. They knew the journey ahead would require courage, but they were ready, as mates bound by destiny, their hearts intertwined. As the sun set over the horizon, painting the skies with colors of hope and warmth, they stood together, ready to embrace the new life before them. They were more than mere allies. They were partners united, prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead.